All right, guys. So let's go ahead. Let's break down what I'm watching for the week. Now, as always, every single week, every single new week, I start off on the weekly time frame. I start to look through the watch list. Now, I do. So we'll start off with Euro. So Euro, I don't really see much to be honest on this from the weekly time frame. However, from the daily, I am watching to see if we can have a move down into this fair value gap in here. So the market took out this previous week's high and we actually had a pin right above it and we failed to move higher. We do have this fair value gap, this minor one in here, that we did have a little bit of a reaction, but then the market ends up failing. So if we go down to the 4 hour time frame, we can see this is where like that reaction push up, and then we kind of had a significant drop lower. And if we go down to the 1 hour time frame and the 30, actually let me go down to 30 minute, we can see a little bit better from there. Um, we actually have this overall range right before the market broke down below these lows and the market had a reaction here going into Friday. So what I'm watching for actually on Euro, I want to see if we have some sort of push up and then maybe some sort of rejection going into like the London session and then possibly move lower down into that daily fair value gap. That's kind of like the play that I'm watching for. Just anticipating the next daily candle kind of having a move down to this fair value gap after this rejection above the high. So this is actually on my watch list on Euro to see if we can get a nice little trade on this. Now let's go on indices. I do think indices look interesting as well. Let me go ahead. Whoops. Let me make this a little bit smaller. I do think indices also look fairly interesting as well. I'll start off on the weekly. We did have a nice weekly push above here. Now, do we kind of make highs, new all-time highs? So if we go to the monthly time frame, do we push to new all-time highs in here? That'll be kind of we'll kind of wait to see, but it does look fairly bullish on here. And if we go to the daily time frame as well, we do have a little SMT in here, so that's the only thing I'm kind of worried about. Where if you look at ES made new highs on the monthly time frame, and then NQ did not. So I do think we're gonna head like what I'm watching for realistically is just a move down into this fair value gap first, and then we'll kind of see what happens, right? So there's a little bit of a fair value gap. So pretty much Friday's low is where I'm targeting. So we might get this straight off the open, to be honest. Where if we kind of like maybe if we respect the last structural swing like let's say the market opens up and then we have like something like this and then we have a clear 1 hour rejection, very tight range, to be honest. I don't really like to trade like these types of ranges, but I think we're going to head down into that area first and then we'll see what happens from there. But I do think like my first initial objective is this low as a potential target. If we can have like a little bit of rally at the open, maintain this low and then fade off and then maybe get some sort of confirmation on a sell during the Asia session 7 to 9 p.m. is what I'm going to be watching it for. um, Again, maybe we get it, maybe we don't, but my eyes are still on this. I still wonder if we can get above here, which was we had a little nice push going into I talked about this on Friday. We just didn't have that. We were like a little bit away from it. So I'm still watching to see if that and that area specifically, because there's a big gap. There's a big gap that formed here in December in this area. So I'm kind of watching to see if we can rally back up into here. But I do think we'll probably take out Friday's low, and then from Friday's low, we'll see what happens. The thing is, again, I'm going to be watching for this as a potential short. If we push up and reject on like an hourly time frame or so, or a 15-minute time frame, like maybe something like this, like again, then this low has to be maintained. Like if we gap down, the market opens up here, then I'm not interested in it in a short position. But like just as a near term, maybe something like this, and then we drop down and then get some sort of retest. I would take this as a little bit of a scalp in Asia if it sets up. So that's what I'm watching for. And then from there, because we would be inside of that daily fair value gap, I'm going to watch to see, are we going to have any strong, significant reaction from this point? If so, then my eyes pretty much go to that gap. So this NQ is more like kind of like I'm gonna wait to see what happens here. Euro looks like it's already kind of ready, so I'm gonna probably focus a little bit more on Euro to see if we can get that downside move. Now going into gold on the weekly time frame, we've obviously had nice bullish push move up. I would not short this. Like I know sometimes people want to try to catch like maybe a little bit of a short position in here. You can, but it's just more risky. And the thing is with metals, fundamentally they've been like pretty bullish. So it's you're kind of going against fundamental factors as well on technical as well. So gold, it's one of those things that I think just keeps pushing up. It's going to be hard to find any entry, and the problem is that the higher up it goes, sometimes you have these types of pullbacks. that can happen, right? Like pretty sharp pullback. So you want to be a little bit also careful buying here. So I'm not really that interested in this. I think Euro has a good play. I think NQ has a nice play down to that low. We'll see if we can maintain here, or who knows? Maybe we drop a little bit to start the week and then have it push up, going and fill up that gap. I'm gonna wait and see how this ultimately plays out. I think NQ, the play for it right off the open would be just this low. And then again, if we get some sort of confirmation higher going into like maybe the New York session, maybe then we could then target that gap fill. So I'm gonna wait for this one for any potential long, but I do like it down to that low. I do like to sell it. Like if we just rally up, have a rejection during the Asia session, maybe catch a nice little scalp down to here. That's what I'm watching for right off the open. But yeah, guys, I think again, I know it's New Year's is coming up. I'm gonna pretty much trade Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll see what opportunities present itself. I'm not gonna rush anything as well. I'm gonna wait for only A+ setups, and obviously going to like New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, I'm gonna take those days off. So I'm not gonna be trading on like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It just doesn't make sense, especially New Year's Day. New Year's Day, and then if I look at the schedule. So pretty much Wednesday won't be trading, Thursday won't be trading, and then obviously then it makes no sense to trade Friday. So my last trade of the week might be either Monday or Tuesday. It depends on if I don't see anything on Tuesday, I'm not going to trade. If I don't see anything today or on Monday, like Sunday open and Monday, I won't trade either. So I am going to be done for sure though by the 31st. The 31st, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. There might be opportunities to be honest on New Year's Eve, but I'll just take the rest of the week off, and I'm going to focus on more kind of creating these videos for you guys about what my goal is for 2026 and the systems and strategies I'm going to be using that have got me to this point, and how I'm going to use it to even further, level up and get to that next point in my trading career where I want to get to. So yeah, guys. This is the main focus right off the open, and then we'll kind of see if Euro sets up as well, maybe a little bit of a push up down to this fair value gap. These are the two trades that I'm watching for going into the new week.